What's going on, everybody out there? It's Ron Brown, LMT, the People's Fitness Professional, aka Soul Brother #1, reporting for duty. Peace to everybody out there. Thank you for brother King L, Crip Jesus, coming out this evening. Really appreciate you, brother. You've been rocking
Appreciate
with
you
us.
for letting me rock in, man.
I mean, you got the wave right now. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
You got the
yes,
wave
sir.
right now. You popping right now. I saw you with what's that dude name? The fat boy that, no, pardon me, I don't mean disrespect him, but the heavy set dude, that's no jumper dude.
Oh, Poetic Flacco.
Yeah, I saw you with him, Poetic Flacco.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
old video. He ain't really been tapping in with your boy since he didn't cross back to the dark side. There was a little
Oh,
era. There was a little era for about 4-5 months where he was trying to be like the conscious guy at No Jumper. He had Rizza Islam come up there, Young Pharaoh, Captain, whatever the Hebrew Israelite dude, like
Captain Cesariak, yeah.
he had all the, you know what I'm saying, all the regulars, and
Yeah.
he ran into me up there. I was up there with my homie Killer from 6-0. He was like, "Oh, Crip Jesus, yeah, man." So he went and rented out a whole little area. We did an interview. It was supposed to be like his first interview he's gonna do on his own channel, and then he was getting into it with him. They was talking bad about him and all that. It was a whole little era. I remember. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Everything switched back. He was back cool with Adam, and it was all.
He got pro-black for a second.
Yeah, he just was pro-black for a second. You know, put it like this: the last time I got a music video with the clip is there, where they was like, "Who's the top Crip in LA?" And he says my name, so he tried to give me some props. And the dude Brick Baby's there, like, "Oh, don't even say his name." So I think that's when his whole little whatever pro-blackness he had left, like I'm rocking with Crip Jesus, like that was the end of it there. Because after that, I never heard him mention me again. I've come across him on like some, what's that thing called, clubhouse type stuff, whatever. Like
yeah. But what's his name? Brick Baby. You got an issue with Brick Baby?
I mean, it was some weird stuff. He called himself Blue Jesus. He wanted to beef over the name or some shit. You know what's crazy? I'm so tapped in, right? I knew about this already before he brought it to the screen. So it was so fake because it was like we've already talked about it in person. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like it was a whole little thing. And so I don't know. It's like when Flacco said my name, he made it like it was a whole beef. And then he even came back for another episode, like, yeah, I ran into him. And I'm like, man, the story he told about us running into each other was true. But the part he talked about, like, had the whole little Jesus name beef thing, that's a lie. But I don't know. I responded. It was funny. We had a little moment. So it wasn't nothing like that.
He's locked up right now, right?
Yeah, he's in the feds. You're free, Brick Baby.
Yeah, free Brick Baby. So let's go into it. The Drop the Flag Challenge, which was created by Hocus 4/5, who is from Castle. I'm from Castle Hill. I'm from Soundview. That whole area over there. Peace to everybody over there, Castle Hill, Soundview. I've been over there in Castle Hill, Soundview for years. I raised my daughter over there, actually, Castle Hill. Shouts out to everybody over there in Castle Hill that I know, my family members. Also Castle Hill Projects, people I know from over there. Peace to y'all if y'all see this. Hocus 4/5 started, dropped the flag challenge. And me personally, I looked at it for a hot second. I looked at what was going on, what he was saying, and I respect it. What do you think about it?
Oh, yeah. I respect it as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think starting right off, because the way the internet is designed and the way it promotes and pushes out, controversial stuff and, negative things, that as soon as it got some wheels and some legs on it, it kind of started getting picked up by different media outlets and, kind of used for messages that had nothing to do with the original message, and people getting on the computer screen and speaking for whole entire cities and coasts. So, I think it's beautiful. I think a lot of other people feel so as well. And I think it's a positive thing, what I've observed from it so far. You know,
right. I think it's positive. However, like from what I know, as far as being online, watching people online, um, you know, and then hearing brothers from like I know a lot of Bloods from New York.
yeah,
I know a lot of Bloods from New York. Bloods from New York don't really talk too much about the West Coast at all, really. Actually, you talk about their own lives and things that's going on. But over the years, there've been like some kind of back and forth between West Coast gang members and East Coast gang members, where West Coast gang members they don't necessarily respect the East Coast gang members. However, the East Coast gang members are putting their lives on the line for what they believe in. They're going to jail. They're dying over this and the whole nine. It's a way of life. So now, how do you see that?
yeah. That was the reason why I actually joined the live the other day that they did on it. They had a panel, and that was the reason I joined it because I really felt like, as far as the New York gangs dropping their flag, I respect it. I don't have nothing to say. They don't need me there. The reason I showed up was because there was some back and forth. I don't know if you've seen where Styles P got involved, and then my homie from my hood got involved, Baby Runner. So I came in order to actually, I respect you with all the utmost respect, brother, but I feel what you just said is not true. And that's why I came up there to even argue with them. Instead, I asked them personally. I said, man, ever since this Drop Your Flag challenge came out, I've been in 3 lives about it. Each live ended up with me and someone else yelling, and them yelling at me about how LA hates New York and we kill all y'all rappers and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, bro, y'all watching too much TV. It could be so. I'm like, okay, name the rappers. They say Biggie, Tupac, P&B Rock, Pop Smoke. I'm like, bro, you talking about Biggie was 97. This was a real thing that was going on between him and Pac. And then Pop Smoke and P&B Rock are isolated issues that happened over 20 years later.
Yeah,
right?
that's a fact.
Yeah, and they're all hip hop related. None of them are gang related. It's not like Pop Smoke came out here and went to the Bloods and got chipped, or went around the Crips and they did them in like Nipsey. That's not what happened. He got a robbery. It wouldn't matter where them dudes was from, right? P&B Rock, it was a robbery. It had nothing to do with P&B Rock is a Blood or Crip or anything like that. So I don't see why they even keep mixing that.
Right? Oh no, you talking about me? No,
not you. I'm saying the whole.
Because you said
you asked me the question. You said how I feel about it. So, no, I'm telling you, this is why I even joined the conversation. So I went to their live to say, let's first and foremost separate the hip hop concept, and it's bigger than hip hop because, like you said, it's dudes that you may know that's real Bloods that say this. I hear it too. So I asked them personally. I said, man, have any of y'all, regardless of what you heard from your homie or whatever, have any of y'all got off the plane, went to LA as representing some clique there or whatever, and they beat your ass and ran you up out of there? They said no. I said, so where's this coming from? It's coming from like the internet or hip hop, interview type stuff. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's really not too many cases of this you hear. Like really, and I use myself for example. When I traveled on the East Coast as a Crip, I was embraced. I'm not talking about by everyone. I'm talking about by the people under that banner. Now, does that matter? Because the rumor is not that we don't get embraced, it's vice versa. It does matter because the same guys I saw there that I hung out with in LA. You get what I'm saying? I saw it. Like, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, we coming out. So it's like what happened is one dude out that crew may come to LA and get beat up or have a boring time. Then he goes back and says this. Oh, yeah, LA don't like New York. No, nigga, nobody likes you. Man, if he was in LA, New York, Florida, or wherever you went. You know what I'm saying? A corny motherfucker is a corny motherfucker. So the thing is, in that sense, I can't agree. I'm not trying to glorify the rag or none of that. I'm just speaking the truth is that they're using these things to create concepts that's not true. And then I would say this too. My homie said this. My homie said there's also people on the East Coast that push that narrative in order for them to have full control. So they'll be like, oh, the LA homies is tripping. Yeah, anyway, this is what we doing. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they'll promote that in order for them to take the gang and do whatever they want to do with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the truth is, if you think about it, if you just think, oh, here go Hocus right here. Peace. Yo. I was just handling some business and shit. Okay, yeah, we live right now, man. We happy. We be so happy to have you, man. For sure. You want me to jump on the stream, y'all? Yeah, that's the link right there. I just sent it to you. You want me to email it or something? That's cool. No, you text it to me. All right, peace. Yeah, so the point I'm saying is this, and I'm so glad he called divine timing. The point I'm saying is that right there. Think about what I'm trying to say. There's an ideal that doesn't happen. That when he calls me, I say, "What's up, New York nigga?" He says, "Hey, LA big homie," even though he's blood and I'm Crip. But you get what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a concept that doesn't really exist, bro. And I understand it. I've even heard my homies talk like that. I'm not gonna act like black, but this is a black thing. This ain't got nothing to do with LA. Every city I go to, dudes talk and pop they little. You know what I mean? I've heard LA homies, yeah, they ain't the real. But I'm saying, Ron, you know, just like I know, an Army veteran can say, "We're the Marines. You're not hard," right? That's just shit talking. I'm saying in the actual transaction of the culture, when Jim Jones came to LA, we was happy, bro. When Game went to New York, we was happy. You feel what I'm saying? That whole Biggie thing, that was a real thing. You know what happened? So the point I'm saying is, going into this, and I feel like it's a perfect time for him to come in. Going into this, I was just showing up to clear up. Let's not let the internet speak for us or the media speak for us. We know when boots on the ground, we all support this, even the West Coast homies, you know.
Got you. So we got brother Hocus 4/5 in the building. What's going on, 4/5?
Yo, what's good, brothers? What's good? Crip Jesus and the other brother, I don't know your name, bro.
Ron.
Ron, what's going on, Ron? Salute to y'all. Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Good. Yo, Hocus, I want you to talk about Drop the Flag Challenge. What's that about? And build on it a little bit.
Yeah, so the Drop My Flag Challenge was something that I started because I sat back and I thought, because I've been doing this work for years, and we see a lot of our younger brothers get indicted on these RICO cases. I was even in a conspiracy case in New York. I sat on Rikers Island 4 years and I beat mine. I was acquitted, on a gang case, on a sex money murder case, blood case, right? I was one of the alleged leaders of it, and I wound up getting acquitted. So when I came home, I promised myself that I'm gonna do this work, and I've been, even though I feel like I reach people at times, and it's a lot of brothers out here doing this work. It's just not enough. So I wanted to really sit back and think, what is it gonna take? You know what I mean, for us to really put a wedge between us, the streets, and the RICO and the gangs, and because the FBI, the federal government, no matter how we look at it, they got us listed as criminal enterprises. We know that we're not. We know that these gangs are not enterprises at all. It's crazy, right? But they have gotten so many convictions from it. They already proved it. I did an interview today for Fox 5 News. Y'all gonna see it coming out next Friday. I can say it now because I did it, right? And Chef G Lawyer was on there with me, and he said he said, "You're right, Hocus. They got the Bloods and Crips in the database as criminal enterprises." So what? Yeah, so we can't change what they got, right? But what we can do is put down these gangs, start something new, a new foundation that's not built on criminality. Because if we keep breeding these gangs, all we doing is setting up the next generation to go right into the prison system. It doesn't matter how positive we try to make it sound, that's what's gonna happen. Not everybody in the gang commit crimes, right? And they say it's not they give us this, it's not illegal to be in a gang. But how is it not illegal to be in a gang when you already labeled a criminal enterprise? It sounds like some CIA setup shit to me. You know what I mean? So that's what was my driving force, starting to drop my flag. I led the way by saying, you know what? I wasn't even really gang banging in the last 15 years anyway. But I never publicly denounced it. So I'm saying I'm gonna publicly do it, and then I'm gonna try to bring my peoples along with me who get it, and pull out as many people as I can, and those who stay, because I know everybody not going to drop their flag. Hopefully, we can all work together on building something new. We went from the Black Panthers to Bloods and Crips. And let's transition into something new and step away from this RICO. That's what what I want to do. I want us to step away from the RICO.
All right, and now, so what's the plan? So now, Drop Your Flag Challenge. People are dropping their flags, or they're joining the challenge online and things like that. And offline, what's the next step?
So go ahead, bro. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead for sure. Because it ain't the next step, not me.
No. I mean, I kind of just said it in a nutshell. Is that we do need to build something new. Now it's a lot that come into that. Like I do have hold on, y'all, my fault. I gotta get a GPS real quick. Shit, my bad. All right, getting on this highway. So I do have like some stuff written down that me and my team came up with, and I'm not ready to give that entirely to the world yet until this pack is right. But in a nutshell, we have to start something new that's built, and it can start with, like, I done did it in the last 5 years. I started something called the Rabbit Hole, right? And the Rabbit Hole is a community of critical thinkers where we talk about any topic you could think of, and we come up with solutions, and we help each other. We do retreats. We do we, like, when a disaster happened in North Carolina, we went out there with our own money. I just now, turned it into a nonprofit. But we went out there, our own money, gave people that. We went to another place in North Carolina, and we talked to the youth, the same type of work, we doing now. So when I say we went to North Carolina for the floods, for the hurricane, we gave people water, shelter. I mean, not shelter. Pardon me. We gave people water, clothing, and what else? We gave people so much stuff. And we had cars full of stuff, and we just gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? With our own money. So that's basically a solution. It's not the solution, but it's a solution. I think a lot of the youth need mentorship. Shit, we grown, and we not exempt from mentorship. I still get mentorship to this day. They need it. They need the big homies to turn into big brothers, bro. And some of the big homies is big brothers, but we have to be like honest with ourselves. We know the criminality part is a part of it, and it's brothers that's taking advantage and using, to get the shit to their advantage. We have to be honest. So maybe if we built this new foundation that, if you ain't following these rules, you can't be a part of this, and whatever that may be. And like I said, I started with the Rabbit Hole. I've been started with that, and whatever that looks like, we can have a discussion about it. I don't want to be the one to say I have all the solutions, but I know this: we need immediate ceasefire. Immediately, we need to immediately stop killing each other, stop committing black genocide. We need to, we need to immediately stop shooting up neighborhoods where kids play at, and grandmothers go to stores. 2 grandmothers got killed this year alone inside of Harlem. Both parades got shot up already. The Dominican parade and the what do they call it? The West Indian parade got shot up. Multiple people already, like, this year. Like, don't nobody want to go to no more parades. Come on, like, we know this shit. We got to stop acting like, I understand that question, but people acting like because it's not an immediate solution, like it's an immediate problem. Like, if we don't stop now, they could come indict us tomorrow, next week, next month. So we have to do something. I just raised a lot of made a lot of noise about it because something had to happen, and I'm happy we having a conversation.
Okay. So what do you suggest? I mean, for people like just civilians or what have you, and also former gang members themselves, to do right now with this climate right now, where the younger brothers are out here shooting each other and things of that nature?
Man,
as far as like an immediate action.
Well, me being still outside, I could say this. It starts with patience. I'm gonna tell you why it starts with patience. A lot of people who've been involved in these movements give up because they don't see the change. It ain't fast enough for them. They, after 3-4 years, they're like, man, F this shit. I've heard every excuse. I've watched people die in my face. Because when you go in too hopeful and we have to understand that these problems we have come from centuries. I know we like to act like it don't, and that doesn't matter, but it does. This comes from centuries of brainwashing. So it's not an overnight, meaning that I don't think we should, I'm not trying to go against the momentum of the conversation, but I don't think we should rush too fast past the Drop Your Flag Challenge. I think the internet has a way of making you think something's popping more than it may actually be. You get what I'm saying? So we got to really get on the ground, and this is what me and him discussed last time. We're not trying to make it like the Drop Your Flag takeover revolution, because that would just be another war between the raise your flag, drop your flag, right?
Yes.
So that's not what we're here to do. This is something that's been going on for years. It's been going on even with him for years. It's even been going on with me for years. I don't necessarily use the terminology drop my flag. I raised the flag up, but I for sure dropped the crime, dropped the pimping, dropped the killing, the ceasing the fire, the dropping of the idiocracy. So therefore, me and him have the same goal. And this is why I made sure I showed up on his platform to let him know there's nobody I've spoken to on the West Coast in any group. I don't care about an individual. I'm talking about group settings, people influential, you know what I'm saying, 20 people, 30 people. My homies in San Diego, the Bay Area, Seattle, the West Coast. No, they're rocking with this. So we can't let the fact that maybe a couple dudes got a little more exposure because they're in the Hollywood area and, you know, they got a few more viewers or whatever. They don't have nothing to do with these guns. They don't have nothing to do with these schools. They don't have nothing to do with what's going on in these doctor offices or these welfare offices. We talk about real life shit. You feel what I'm saying? So we can't get distracted by that. So I just think the first step is making sure that we get everyone focused on this. You know what I mean? We get everyone aware of it, what it means, what's going on, you know, show and prove. So that's why I came, you know, to lend my side. Hopefully people that's tuned in with me, oh, okay, yeah. I heard something about that, but I looked more into it. I'm glad to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the awareness of it. Feel me?
Well, I mean, you know, this platform can be used for the Drop the Flag challenge. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? As you said, using the internet as a vehicle to push the agenda, you could do that here. That's for sure. However, I'm also looking for an immediate, because the brother says something has to happen immediately, right? So what's happening right now in the streets to where, you know, the kids are doing what they're doing? I mean, I could attribute it to the music, the drugs, you know what I mean? Like the music has changed over the years. You know, it's like super ganged out. It wasn't like that some years ago. You know what I mean? As it is now. You know, where, you know, with the trend of the Chicago drill music coming into, you know, kind of changing hip hop in a sense. It's its own genre now, and it's inspiring the kids to go out there and do certain things. You know what I mean? So,
you know, I'm sorry, bro. I thought you was landing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I landed. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? I spoke about this on a you know, interview today too on Fox 5, right? So I said that I think that every mother that has a dead child from the last 5 years in the drill music in NYC should file a class action lawsuit against the record labels. How is it that us, right? They want Hocus for a Fifth to be responsible, as I am now as a grown man, right? To be responsible to try to lead the way for this youth. But these are the people that have the money. Billionaires, billion-dollar corporations are funding records that have people that's dead inside of the song, and the song is being pushed, it's being funded, it's being backed by a billion-dollar corporation. Now every mother, they why is it that if a gang member send a big homie $40 in jail, he's liable to be indicted in a RICO and say he funded the gang? But the record labels, why are they not in a RICO? They actually funding the gang. This is what they're doing. And then they fund both sides. You have one label assign this person, then you have the other label sign the op. And then they put insurance on them. And yeah, and so what you're saying, I love what you're saying right now, because I talked about this earlier, man. This need to be discussed and need to be brought to the forefront. And I'm glad we talking about it.
Right now, so this is a good point, because I thought about this some years ago. So how can we bring these record labels up on charges? Now, would it be that we have to galvanize our people to go down to those record labels and maybe protest and put it in their face and get some news coverage behind it? How is that possible? Because and I would love to be down with that.
I think my bad, but I think that. And this is not even just about promoting myself. This is the reason why I wrote the Blue Bible. I think that comes from understanding who and what we are. I think if we understood those numbers and those colors and those symbols, went to our ancestors and had true powerful meaning, we wouldn't give them up to the devil so easy, who convinced us to think, oh, that's just hippity hop. Don't worry, let me get that. We don't realize we're giving up our spirit and our soul. We're taught that, oh, nigga come from slavery. We don't know it come from Nigas and Naga. I don't think we'd be, and I'm not sure, you know, I understand it was time of consciousness and rap. Maybe that ain't the answer. I don't know. But I'm saying for me, as the more I understood myself, and I don't just mean myself as in like, oh, I got the knowledge. I'm saying the Blue Bible specializes in street knowledge. So the more I understood that the level of value of these terms, these colors, and how they were using them to convince us to kill each other and to sell dope, and because they have a hypnotic, powerful trance over them, where it can say something as stupid as "put a finger in the bud." You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I like that line because the drum, because the voice texture and all that. When I learned the science that was being used to blood suck the poor, who's the ones on the tracks, and I understood that. I think. And I'm going that deep with it. I think it's a spiritual thing with that. I think until we understand the spiritual qualities of our voices and music, that we'll just keep giving. Not us as a whole, because I don't. You know what's cold, Ron? I don't think us as a whole is with that shit. It's a very small minority that they find. It's not a lot of Uzi Verts walking down the block. You dig what I'm saying? But they'll find that one motherfucker. He from Philly at that. But they'll find that one weird dude in Philly that'll be the Uzi. You know what I'm saying? They'll find the one skinny Crip. Of all the buffed up prison Crips in LA, they found the one skinny Crip that wanted to be a pimp. When I was growing up, we didn't even like pimps. So they'll infuse this pimp shit, this killer psychosis, serial killer shit, they'll infuse it into our culture. And I think when we understand that, we won't be so quick to feed into that. Because I think a lot of these dudes, when you go to the studio and kick it with them, they don't think they're doing nothing wrong. They think this is the shit.
Right. But it's gonna take a while to get that message out and for people to understand it. So it's going to take some time. We're talking about an immediate action. So the Hocus 4/5 was saying, get these record labels indicted. Now, I was saying
or civil suit, because we know that's going to be hard. Yeah, that's to get them indicted. But if we can, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, or civil suit.
Civil suit with all the mothers that children was victims, because they family are facing financial crisis due to this.
Especially the ones where their dead son's names is in songs.
Think about it like this. He's right. Think about King Von's kids. Think about you get what I'm saying? Like he's right, bro. Think of the families of these rappers who they were literally promoting. Shoot him. Oh, shoot him. Then he goes down and the family suffering. The record label spending all the money.
Right,
That's
indeed.
And
so, yeah, I'm listening.
Them say one thing, and you know why I think it'll work? Because what they're gonna try to say is, oh well, there's a freedom of speech; they get to say what they want. But however, science proved this. Science proved that your brain is not developed until you're 25. This is why a lot of the brothers who got life sentences when they was in their early 20s or teens for murders, this is why they letting them go now, because they're saying that science says that they wasn't even mentally. They didn't really know what they was doing. So how you giving a child $1 million, $2-3 million rapping about somebody dead? Now all these kids think that's the way. Oh, I gotta get out. They think they have to have an op, and they think they have to put them in a song, and that's how they get lit. So it's not their fault. So you can't say it's their fault. I mean, if they take this approach, I'm gonna keep pushing this until these mothers take this approach. We'll see a change. We'll see a change with the music. I promise you.
Right. Now how would you organize that though? Because I'm interested in that myself. So how would you organize that? Like,
I think because the drop your flag thing is a challenge. It's not like we walking around the street saying I challenge you, right? So it's an internet thing. I think because the space it's in is I think, you know what's crazy? Allah be the best planner. I even think the corny shit Adam 22 did gave it some pop culture attention. So I think this is a good angle to come from. I think if we can weave it into even songs, you know what I mean, and you know what I mean, like this is part of the hip hop. Even if it's just like, remember when even if it's somebody talking bad about it, if it's some New York gang dudes, how you feel about it? Oh man, we don't fuck that. It's like as long as it's weaved into the pop culture, I believe it becomes part of the conversation. The conversations like we're having being had on Breakfast Club or whatever you did.
Yo, so Hocus, what about coming out with a song for that?
So I'm actually working with a producer right now, and a popular producer. Shout out to Charlie Rock. I can say his name. He produced for a lot of people in the industry, and he want to put together a whole album. So I said, you know what, let's do it, because I understand the power of music. So if we gonna battle it, like you said, they throwing this music at us, we gotta combat it with the music that the frequency that we talking about, and music is frequency, so we have to do that. So that's guaranteed. Crip Jesus, I don't know if you get in the booth, but if you want to be on this project, you know what I'm saying, more than welcome to.
You don't know if Crip Jesus get in the booth, man. You better turn that motherfucking
All right.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
Nah, we
Crip
lifting.
Jesus,
Say,
motherfucking
listen,
streets.
That sun
listen.
is nice. Sun is nice
Hey,
with it.
hey, Hocus,
Sun is
hey, Hocus.
nice with it.
I just dropped the album. Remember I said on your live, my opinion matters from the West Coast because I'm part of the East Coast too. I wasn't just popping. I just dropped the album called Blue Tang. Not just because I'm a Wu-Tang fan. I'm up under Killer Priest. I'm part of his group of Royal Priesthood. So I really get up there, man. Yeah. I be in Medina, Mecca, all that. I be in the bros. As a matter of fact, shout out to Sarah Nito from Australia. She sent me some bread because I told her I wanted to send y'all some copies of my joint, the Blue Bible. And what this does, this goes through what you're talking about. So we on the same frequency. It breaks down how Crip, when Raymond Washington formed it, we're not here to tell no fairy tale. Oh, the Black Panthers got infiltrated and blame everything on the white man. No, that ain't what happened. They arrested the Black Panthers. These youth that was gangbangers that was trying to imitate them did their thing. It was poison from the jump. So what happened was a brother who's actually check this out, guy, a Moorish Science Temple Sheikh named Danifu Kareem Bey wrote the Constitution for Crips in 72. We don't follow that shit now. You got dudes over there making up their own, you know what I'm saying, knowledge and books and all of that. You dig? This shit's all lost. I talk about how the Stones was out here pushing the Jeff Fort, Moorish agenda. Then, that got locked into the conflict with the Crips. Then that turns into Bloods, Crips. So this is all lost in the sauce of the drug dealing, the guns, the beef, the ego, and the lack of the knowledge. So what this book does, instead of saying just leave it alone, I'm trying to give people an understanding why you was even like that. You dig what I'm saying? Why you saw that crescent moon and star in that 5 and got so entranced. You ain't just a dumb monkey. Why you heard the word nigga or cousin and blood. This is all things from our culture. They corrupt. It's like they did the swastika.
That's a fact.
The swastika was the other direction in the motherland, and it was positive. So that don't mean that I go against you and say, nah, don't drop the swastika, pick it back up. I ain't saying that. Nah, I'm with you. Let's drop the book of swastika. But I'm just saying, let's let them know why we dropping it, because these motherfuckers poisoned it. You feel what I'm saying?
I love that, bro. I love that. Well, shit. Send me a link to the Apple Music link. I wanna bump that while I'm working and shit. Your album that you just dropped.
Yeah. That last album was fire. We did an album review on this platform on this joint. So Hocus, I want to also talk about Drop the Flag. What's the response from the public, with the Drop the Flag challenge? I noticed Adam 22 did something, and I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I don't really like Adam 22. I think he exploits the people, and he does it worse than Vlad could ever do it, from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? And it's just nasty. It's like tasteless garbage on his platform. And he said something about he was basically trying to make a joke about one of his friends or something like that. Tell me about that. Break that down.
Well, bro, all I'm gonna say is this, right? This ain't getting, religious, nothing like that, but I'm doing God's work. You know what I mean? I believe that I am a God, that we all are, right? And every time, God works his magic, the devil comes. I think this guy even got a Baphomet tattoo on him or something, right? So like that. Yeah, that was just some devilish shit, bro. Like that, it's nothing that anybody can say that could justify that. Oh, he would just make it. You don't joke on black murder, especially someone who's trying to, limit that. Someone who's trying to lower the homicide rate in the black community, because that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to do. That's what I've been doing for years. For dudes that don't even know me, I'm gonna say this and come back to Adam. I've been doing this in my hood when I was banging, when I was in my 20s, in different neighborhoods. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, I've been on this type of time. It's just amplified now because I became a popular figure. So when he synced in and he did that, it's just straight disrespectful. You can't. If anything, what I think Styles P was saying, it's just like, hey, yo, just check him. Like, yo, if you sit next to him, like, if I synced that over here on the East Coast and I was sitting next to a white brother of mine, because I got white brothers too. If I have a white brother that did that, yo, bro, you was out of line, bro. You should apologize. Like, them brothers over there, whatever they got going on over there, even if we agree with it or not, he's trying to, like, stop kids from gangbanging, which they shouldn't be gangbanging. He's trying to stop people from killing each other, which we need to stop. So you wrong for that, bro. That's all we wanted to hear. Like nobody want to go back and forth with the West Coast and have it turn to the East Coast into the brothers up there. Man, I got love for all. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the ignorance. I'm not responding to anybody trying to make it a negative thing. This is a positive movement. And to answer your question on who what's the public response, I'll say 75% positive, 25% negative. And on the real, probably more than that, because I get nothing but positivity. I got a lot of celebrities chiming in. I got a lot of people, just homies that's in the federal prisons, homies that's in state prisons. I got homies that's in that's all around this country. That's a lot of homies on the West Coast. That's Blood and Crip hitting me up. Some I know, don't know, supporting it. Most of the non-support is backbiting behind my back, but there is some that's verbally saying they probably just like they don't understand what I'm trying to do yet, because some people need to see it first. And I respect that. And I even respect the people who don't agree. I don't want to fight y'all. So come on. I did this to raise awareness. Now let's have the conversation. So help me come up with a solution, because I do got the floor right now. I got the people attention. You know what I mean? So help me. So when I go, go ahead, brother. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's jealousy. He got the floor. He got the attention. He's saying something positive. So the devil want to come in and say something negative. So that way, whether the devil's right or wrong, it's the topic now. Oh, you saw what Adam said? Oh, let me go look it up now. Oh, damn, you see it? Now we getting off the. You dig what I'm saying? So even I've been guilty of seeing Adam's wine and falling under it. And look, let me say this, because he's right. Not only is Adam the devil, but it's not a metaphor. Check this out. Let me go to the Blue Bible. This is why this book is so important. It's relevant right now. Page 39. It says, when the Caucasian people of Adam first arrived in Egypt, they were searching for Luxor, the city they had heard so many myths about. It's similar to when the YouTuber Adam22 flew to Chicago to visit the notorious O Block. It wasn't until after my No Jumper interview that I began to study Adam22. Immediately, I noticed his devilish ways and his surname, Grand Macion. He is of a family of men who taught Napoleon to shoot the nose off the Sphinx in Africa. They endorsed the decapitation of our ancestor, King Louis XVI. They were and likely still are affiliated with the Illuminati. Now let's break that down. Before a television, when this thing was sitting up as a symbol of our power, his ancestors, and I ain't talking, this ain't no thousands of years ago. They just shot the nose off. This was a couple hundred years ago. So his ancestors, the Grand Macions, was right there. Oh yeah, shoot that off. Make it look like this. So what I'm saying is, he was born and groomed for this. To take the image of God and defecate it.
Talk about it.
This is what he's born to do since a child. God, when I showed him and his tattoos to my enlightener, Dominant Allah, G-Body, shout out, he started pointing out, he said, oh, that symbol means this, that symbol means that. He got all type of symbols all over his body that those that understand the signs and the symbols know what they mean. But those around him just think, oh, yeah, he's just a white boy skater dude. It's not a coincidence that he has a porn studio right there where he interviews the rappers, bro. It's the same combination Death Row had going on with the Jewish lawyer in the back.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make a suggestion to Hocus. I don't know how you want to go with this Adam 22 thing. If you want to just squash it, leave it alone, don't even talk about it again, you can. However, man, what the brother just said, going down the rabbit hole, pause, the rabbit hole, right? You could break that whole thing down on rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Yo, I love that's basically what he did. He went down a rabbit hole with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He critically think about it. That's why, when Crip Jesus jumped on the platform, I see he got knowledge of self, and I embraced it, because like, yo, bro, that's what we are. We critical thinkers, and we see y'all coming. So yeah, I think that we could talk about it if y'all want, but I don't want to get, I'm not gonna I don't want to keep talking about him, because this is what he wanted. That's what he wanted. Right. And then to play it, he don't mind. He don't. This is what they do with their trickery. This is their magic. Oh, they throw stones and hide their hand. Oh, I was just playing. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. I mean, look at us. Look at our people now. They've been doing to us forever. They gave us fucking sheets with syphilis and said, oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to do it. Come get what do you think y'all talking to?
Yeah, because what it is this is all politics. And their goal is to make it to where we can't politic ourselves. So by him throwing himself in the conversation, he becomes part of politics. This is what the agent that pays him wants him to do. The truth is, you have no say-so in our politics. the corny dudes around you trying to make it like you got some type of say so in our politics. You don't. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? And if you notice, a lot of the topics he talks about on his show are internet topics. Who got into it with who on the internet? It's not what's going on in the actual boots on the ground backyard, because he's not there. It's not even that he's not invited there. He's just not there. He doesn't even know where it's at. It's the real deal. You dig what I'm saying? So by doing this, it gives him a way to even become part of the conversation. That one of his minions sits down with him and explains to him what we're talking about and all that. We don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Because the truth of the matter is, right across the street, there's a kid getting shot. Right around the corner, there's a there's a school getting shot up, and we trying to stop that. That's what we're worried about.
Right. And on that note, I want to bring it back to the immediate thing we can do to kind of like sway the crime a little bit. You know what I mean? Like how can we change things immediately? You know what I mean? Like I have some ideas myself, but what do you think, Hocus 4/5? Like immediate things that we can do to make a change.
Immediate things that we can do to make a change. That's a good question, right? I think this is something that's going to be hard for our community to understand at first, but someone brought it up during our live. Crip Jesus was on it. Is to sit down with members of law enforcement and go to them and like members of the of criminal justice, and go to them like, yo, look, and let's work together and help it clean up the community. It's gonna take older brothers like us, because the youngest, they just out there wilding. And how can y'all help us, right? How can y'all help us and we help y'all? So I can't say it right now, bro. I actually got a plan, and I'm sitting and I got a meeting with some people that's in. I can't say who and what right now. I just don't want to, because I don't want people to know right now. But that is sort of the what we need to do. We have to wedge that gap. You know what I'm saying? And get back to community, because it's unique. Police is gonna be there regardless. They're gonna be there. So we have, and what I'm saying is not an old solution. Someone tried to come with like, yeah, we need to have police in the community, or we need to become police. No, we just need to stop doing what we doing, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna do things for us, because we're stopping doing what we're doing, meaning we're stopping the crime and stopping the shootings, and with that, they're gonna help us. That's all I'm gonna say. It's never no. We don't work with them to put brothers in jail. We try to help brothers get out of situations. You know what I mean? We help brothers prevent brothers from going to jail. Like, you know what I mean? If y'all want us to, stop, which they do, because their bosses crack down on them when it's a high crime area.
Mm-hmm.
So they need solutions for that. And there's people like me, people like you, Crip Jesus, that have connections to the little dudes, younger dudes in the hood. Like, yo, look, if y'all can stop this, then this is what they'll do for us. Do you know what I'm saying? So those conversations is being had, and y'all gonna see rolling out. You know what I mean? With me, at least.
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
I think that we can't always rush to a new beginning. We have to see the ending as well. So I actually think this conversation is the immediate answer. I don't think the immediate answer is to go right outside. I think that's where we've been messing up, because gang intervention or studying gangs and trying to figure them out has been going on for about 100 years. Actually, I got a stat right here. They said there's a book by an author named Thrasher, 1927, called The Gang, a study of 1,313 gangs in Chicago. It's in the 1920s, bro. So this is something that's going on in the U.S. for a long time. And I think
13.
Man, bro. And I think this is one of the first times in that whole 100 years that we see something that's directly from the people themselves saying, stop. Not saying intervention, not saying let's do it different, saying let's stop. Let's organize in a different fashion. We've tried this for 100 years.
Thank you. That is the immediate answer. That is like, everybody want, like he said, everybody wants some instant coffee, man. Like, yo, okay, what's the solution? Okay, yo, bro, we just need to stop. Like, You know, people are still going to have, like, so if someone wants to walk away from the gang, Relly said this, and it makes sense. If they want to walk away from the gang right now, that means the gang should stop looking out for them, stop helping them eat. I thought we was about community anyway. So it's fraudulent anyway if it's like that. Well, where are they supposed to go? They're supposed to go right there with the homies, still holding them down. But yo, I don't want to be a part of gang banging. I don't want to be a part of the criminal activity. I don't want to op. I don't want to sell drugs. Well, let's help him do something else if this is what he want to do. That's what I thought we was about. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Hocus, I got two questions for you. So the first question is being that you were a part of Bang Bang Boogie, and you're doing this flag challenge, do you have any connections with my son? Is he helping out? What's your relationship with my son?
Well, you know, I was the one who started Bang Bang Boogie with my brother P.O. Rest in peace. You know, Mice is my brother. Mice has his. I haven't spoken to him about this, but we differ in political views, so sometimes we clash. But I would never, you know, I would never disrespect him publicly, nothing like that. But that's my brother, so we didn't speak about this shit. He's doing his own thing. Like, he has his way of helping out. He got the Boycott Black Murders, and he's doing his thing his way. You know, he was never a part of gangs, so this is kind of my lane. Like, I you know, this is what I did for 25 years. So, you know, we haven't spoken about this yet, though. I think at some point we do need to come together. You know, him and my brother had an issue, so that's probably why we ain't speak yet. And it's not even it's this back and forth internet shit that got to stop too. You know, because that shit builds shit up. But we're gonna speak. We eventually gonna speak, and we have to. Because how we got anything each other feel about each other. How we gonna tell a youth to stop killing each other, and we can't put our pride to the side to have a conversation as brothers. You know what I'm saying? Helping them to stop killing each other. Like, come on, man.
That's where it starts. Just
right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, hold on, brother. Crip Jesus. Let me just get the second question. So, being that in New York City, there's a plethora of different gangs, right? And now, you know, with the YGs and all of that, that's a whole different group, a different generation. So how do you get them to drop the flag, being that, you know what I mean, you come from a different generation?
I think that the youth, they will follow once they see it. And let me tell you why, right? When YGs, when they big on they'll become big like on Rikers Island and in the streets, but when they go up north to prison, they almost every time switch to a blood gang because it's more structured and disciplined. You know what I'm saying? It's men, like, you become it ain't no more gladiator school. You're a man now. You got to move a certain way. You got to move with certain respect. You can't just be young and doing whatever you want and wilding out. Now, if we could take that mentality to the street, but without the gangs, they will fall in line. If they see a bunch of, that's why I said we got to build something new, a new foundation that's not built around criminality, that's built around discipline. Not disciplining someone, but you being a disciplined human being. You know, we not disciplined in the hood. Ain't nobody really disciplined, making sure, like, you got to really be disciplined yourself, actually. Like, I get up and I go to the gym 7 days a week now, right? I do that now. I started doing that for a couple of months because I want to discipline myself. And I know some people might say, well, you know, you got to give your body a rest. It ain't even about that. It's about me just getting up doing things that I don't want to do. That's discipline. I don't want to do it, so I'm going to do it, right? If you could get in the habit of doing what you don't want to do, every successful person in the world move like this. I'm talking about every person that you know that was not just successful financially, but that became great. Every single one. They had to do what they didn't want to do, you know, during their hardest moments. And they need that mentality. And they see a bunch of men moving like that, they're gonna want to be a part of that. And they're not going to want to go to jail and be away from their girl. We're in a social media era. These little dudes don't want to be away from their little girl who's going to be poking that thing out on Instagram and knowing she's going to get 1,000 likes. They want to be hit home with that, man. They know that. So they'll follow. I believe that they'll follow once they see a bunch of men moving how we supposed to be moving, you know?
All right. Now, I mean, Crip Jesus, that was my two questions. I had another one, but Crip Jesus, you can go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just piggybacking on the last one.
So there's another person that I know from the Bronx. I saw him on Adam 22, Hattie Racks. Now Hattie Racks, are you in connection with Hattie Racks? And if you are, can he get behind this drop the flag challenge?
Hattie Racks, that's my brother, man. That's
Right.
the bro. Hell yeah. Like, you know, Hattie hit me. Hattie, you know, definitely I got Hattie's support. You know, Hattie's another one who's you know, that's my bro, but he's doing his own thing. So it's like when I got a lot of bros in the streets that's in the music industry that they support, but they just watching, they doing their thing. It's like yo, that's Hope thing right there. He doing that. I think as it grow, naturally everybody's just gonna gravitate towards it. I don't think we need to, you know, reach out to everybody like, yo, you need to get behind this, you need to get behind this. I think as it grows, I want it to be organic anyway. You feel me, bro? So that's sense. My brother though. Hattie Racks is my brother. So you know, he support. If we throw an event or something like that, and I need Hattie to come out, he's gonna come. He's gonna support it.
But see, this is why it got to be organic, Ron, because there has to be people on both sides. There has to be people that still in that say, "Hey, man, let him slide. Hey, man, don't chill." You get what I'm saying? Because the like we said, if it becomes aggressive, where it's like, "Yeah, leave them dudes alone. We're right here. We got you," then it becomes a conflict between the two.
Right.
Right now, I know from discussion we had the other day, from discussion I've had with the homies, it's a support behind it because it's understood that, okay, these are the people that don't want to do this anymore. Ain't nobody trying to throw you in the car and force you, and then you telling on this, right? Like we're not in that era no more. Like it's this thing has changed. We're in the RICO era. Everybody going down. So there's a lot of OGs that probably themselves used to recruit people and throw them in the car and force them. That's not with that right now. You get what I'm saying? So I say that to say, if someone decides I'm cool, right? We've seen people, friends, beat them up for leaving a sports team or something. You get what I'm saying? So if someone decides they're cool, there has to be people like his brothers who are still involved that can say, "Hey, man, let that dude slide." You know what I mean? Or like how he said, if this dude's having an issue saying, "Look, bro, I love y'all, but I'm really here because I'm doing bad. I don't want to be involved with this, that, and the other. I'm not with all that." There got to be somebody there that's down with both sides. Say, "Oh yeah, it's cool, bro. You can still sleep here." You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do it. There got to be somebody that understands the movement. The thing is, this already exists. There's already people that transition, do all that, but they don't get the support necessarily.
Yes.
Right.
You know, when we talked about it the other day and we summed up the whole 3-hour video, I said, to me, it sounds like the mission statement is creating that safe space. It's not to rush to create this alternate thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've always been told the biggest sin is not just telling a person what they're doing wrong, but telling them what they're doing wrong and then not giving them an option and just leaving them in limbo. You feel me? So we want to just create an option for people, and then we're under the understanding that will evolve. You feel what I'm saying? That for sure will evolve, because I know, me being from the West Coast where it's harsh, where dudes is living and dying by it. Even they're saying, "Shit, I feel it, don't you? I feel the same way. I don't want my kids in it," with that type of voice. No, that's what they saying. So everyone understands that it's about saving these babies.
For sure.
That's a fact. Listen, fellas, I if you got one more, I'll answer. I definitely gotta run. But
well, thank you, Hocus, for coming out this evening. I really appreciate you. I definitely want to build with you on the Drop the Flag challenge. Some things that I got access to a place in Castle Hill, right on Westchester Avenue, and you know, a space. So, you know, I don't know if you want to utilize that for
anything. Bro. Yeah, you from New York?
Indeed.
Okay, I didn't even know that. All right.
Yeah, indeed. We spoke a while back. You probably don't remember. We met in person a while back. You probably don't remember. You know, like I met you on Castle Hill in front of Styles P's
in the juice bar.
In front of, I met you in front of the juice bar.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we met.
Oh, that's love. But you know, I'm in the A. You know my situation right now. I'm trying to make it up there though. I got some people that's trying to pull me up. It's gonna happen. So I'll be up there, and then we definitely gonna build. You could Crip Jesus, send them bro my number.
No, I got your number.
All right.
I got your number.
Okay, all right, my brothers. Y'all already know. Salute. We could do this again. I just got to run. I couldn't be here long.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Yo, send me that album, Crip Jesus. Don't forget.
Yes, sir. All
right. Bet. You're ready.
So, you know, just how Allah work, because I had been hearing about him You might have heard of me, then we linked on other things, and I hit you up, then you already, what I'm saying? So now y'all back together. So like I said, to me, this is the immediate thing now, the conversation, because this is so new. It's happening in real time, really. Like, and that's why I look at what Adam and them was doing. It's like they're trying to get ahead of it. So as soon as you hear about it, you're hearing about them.
Right. Exactly, because it's all about the algorithms now. So exactly. So yeah, I peep game, man. Like I see like 10 steps, right? So now with you, right? That we had discussions about doing a podcast on the Blue Bible. I think we should do that. Let's do that before we cut out. Well, we already put that out in the ether, so let's just make that happen. Thank you for coming out this evening. I really appreciate you. We got 5 minutes. If you want to say anything, give people your book, whatever you want to do.
I appreciate y'all too, man. When I say y'all, I mean New York, the whole city, man. And like I said, bro, I feel for every black child dying. So I'm never here to glamorize the flag. I'm just here, Allah tell me to speak truth. So I'm here to speak my story. Like I said, I was embraced in New York. I saw dudes help people cross the street in the name of Crip, whatever, you know what I mean? So I say all that to say our intention, even with the whole thing from the jump, was always some type of unity. That got derailed. And now the whole point for us as a people, not as Crips, not as Bloods, not as GDs, not as Vice Lords, but as one people, as one nation, is to reunite the back together. So this book is not a Crip book. It's not a gang book. It's a book about that reunification. You feel what I'm saying? You got yours, right?
Indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you see it in the flesh. So, you know what I mean? Tap in, help us get this movement all around the country and all around the world, really, and we can resurrect our people from understanding themselves. And even those that do stay in it can still be of a positive force, like myself. You know what I mean? I walk through South Central right now. They say, hey, what's up, Crip Jesus? But ain't nobody telling me hop in the car, let's go smoke something or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, everybody know what I stand for. And I did that on purpose to prove to the world it's not what you think it is. It's ourself. You know what I'm saying? This dude's killing and drug dealing down in New Orleans that ain't about to pick up a blue or red rag. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem that we all came through in the 1980s. You know what I mean? The whole thing with the RICO, like I told the brother, they hit us with the RICO. They just didn't call it RICO. They called it gang injunctions. I talk about that in chapter 13 of the Blue Bible. No, chapter 10, as a matter of fact. And I talk about how Rudy Giuliani himself came to LA and taught the legislators what he did with the RICO to take down the Italian mafia. They did that and reworded it and made it gang injunctions. Okay. So this is a real thing. It's a serious thing. And that's why we support them, because we already know what they're about to get hit with. We already seen it,
Indeed. So, on that note, we're out of here. Hey, Crip Jesus, please don't click off. I want to talk to you after this live. Okay. And we are out of here. Peace.